Let's go. Popping off. Right. Hello. How is everybody? Stream should be live. I think. Yeah. 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 Right. Well, while I wait for anyone to arrive. Hello, Lee. There we go. Hello, Noob Gamer. How you doing, man? Where am I at? That one. Right. Yes. Hello. How's things? How's everybody's week been? I'm gonna move that there before it vibrates. Yeah. Oh, I need to sort the chat because it always does this. Chat box, properties, source, fresh cache to the current page. Go on. Good content. I know, right? But yeah, how's your week? Oh, I'm good. I must say I like your videos. Thank you very much. That is awesome. Glad you do. What videos have you been watching? There we go. Now the chat's filled in, and we're all sorted. Yeah. How's everybody? How has everybody's week been? Where is YouTube? That one. Sorted, right? I watched the comparison between the Ryzen 1700 versus Intel. Nice. That's one of the older ones actually. I think I've done comparisons, kind of most of the Ryzens to some of the Intels. I generally have limited availability of Intel CPUs these days, or generally. So it's generally harder for me to go about comparing them if I don't have them. So that's probably the biggest problem. I think I've got quite a lot of mileage out of the system that you currently can't see because it's toned down because my very shiny face. Is it going to tone the contrast down? Almost. The auto brightness is not ideal. Yeah. The reason, by the way, that it's I'm very blown out is my new Elgato key light. That's what the stream would normally look like, but I now have a light, and you can now see my chin fluff in extra detail. Hello, Stein. How you doing, man? How's things? And he's got on his Halloween outfit. I know. I'm a scary tech reviewer. Yeah. I don't think I really did Halloween much as a kid, if I remember rightly. So, not really done it much as an adult. I have an 1800X and I want to play high FPS, 1440p, 144 Hz. What GPU would you recommend? I'd like to use the GPU to play in 1080p resolution as well. So high FPS, it depends what sort of settings you want and how much money you're willing to spend, but generally speaking, something like an RTX 2070 is a pretty good point for medium settings 1440p. If you want to go a bit higher than that, then the 2070, I suppose 2070 Super now, or also the RX 5700 XT is also a good option. So those are the ones that I'd recommend. Anything below that, you're not going to get the fullest experience from 1440p with a high refresh rate, say 1440 144 Hz monitor. So yeah, probably in the RTX 2060 and up range, and then it's however much you're willing to spend price to performance for that. At least off the top of my head, anyway. So 2060 Super or 2070 Super? Yeah, give or take. something along those lines, I would imagine. The 2060 might be a little on the low side. It depends what settings you're running. Like I said, if you're running, you know, ultra settings, everything, then you would want to go 2070, or even 2080, depending on what game you're playing. You know, if you're playing CS:GO, then sure, even a like 1650 would probably do more, like 1440p high refresh rate. But if you're doing, I don't know, Battlefield 5, for example, just because that's a game I was benchmarking recently, then you'd want 2060, 2070 range. Can I come knocking at your door with my tech basket and you'll fill it, please? No, but sure. I've actually been finally getting around to selling some of the excess stuff that I have on eBay. Not much, just a couple of mice and a couple of NASs and a couple of headsets. Oh, yeah. Because I'm thinking, does my 1800X need retiring, or is the 1800X still good for gaming? So it's still very good for gaming. It's still a great chip. Obviously, going from, say, an 1800X to a 3700X, for example, you will see a reasonable performance jump there. I don't know off the top of my head what that number, like what the percentage difference is. I would hazard a guess that it's something like 20% faster at 1080p. But at the same time, you'd be spending quite a lot of money for the sort of performance that you could get back from spending that money on just a better graphics card, which is probably my main concern with that. So yeah, I've got a hair like dangling from my eye. Hello Harry, how you doing? TTV, BTW. How much faster is the 9700K from the 3700X? So I did a video on that. You can go check that out. It actually depends on the game. Some games I've found the 3700X is faster. Again, this is at 1080p. And some games I found that the 9700K is faster. It's reasonably balanced with maybe a slight edge to the 9700K at 1080p gaming. But when it comes to productivity stuff, you know, it's not really a contest. It's at least it's not a fair contest for Intel anyway. So yeah, and I think the 9700K is still more expensive as well. Although saying that, I've been testing that system, which is a 9700KF, which is slightly faster than the standard 9700K. So the standard 9700K, I think, would be generally about the same, if not slower than the 3700X. Yeah, Stein, odd question. Do you have your beard fluff? Do you only have your beard fluff, or do you deliberately shave it like that shape? No, that's like where it's grown. It like I do get a bit of a stash and a bit of a like underlip thing, but I don't like those as much. And I owned a beard trimmer, and I have proof of that because it's here, but the blade's rusted. And then I took it apart and I found out that it's literally just a little brushed like DC motor directly connected to a battery through this switch. And then it's got an eccentric shaft hot glued onto the shaft of the motor, which moves the top blade. It's very bad, so I bought a new one. And it's not here yet, so that's why it's long as fuck. I mean, long as duck. Goatee for the win. I know. And also, have you dyed your hair fluorescent, or is it new lighting? It's new lighting. That's what the stream normally looks like. And this is the Elgato key light. So I now apparently have highlighted hair. Nice. Where I live, the 2060 Super costs $500, which is disgusting. Yes, yes, it is. That's crazy, crazy. I'm excited. I just got Ethernet. Nice job. How do you rate my setup? CPU Ryzen 5 2400G and a Vega 56. So the Vega 56 is like Vega 56, good card, relatively speaking. Why did you go with the 2400G and 16 gigs of 3000 megahertz RAM? Yeah, what made you go with the 2400D? Was the graphics card an add-in later, or did you like build the system with 2400G and Vega 56? Lee says that the 1800X is, or the 3700X is 20 to 30% faster than the 1800X, right? I got that right. No worries, Harry. Hello, how you doing? My 1800X doesn't feel right when it's running at default at 3.92 gigahertz, all cores, no slowdowns. Nice. I have a 2700 non-X myself. I used to run it at 4 gigahertz all core. I now run it at stock because I had a lot of stability issues. I'm considering re-overclocking it to 3.9 or so about the same. The only thing that I'm considering there is that it generally boosts to around 4 or a little bit over 4 sometimes gigahertz anyway, so I'm not entirely sure if it's worth it or not. I guess I could try doing like P-state overclocking and stuff, but that's pain. And I've not really noticed the speed difference, so I don't know. Hinnery, hello, how you doing? How's things? Do you have to reinstall Windows when you change motherboard, CPU, and RAM? No, you don't. You might have to reactivate Windows, which is always a pain, because especially when you change out either your CPU or your motherboard, the Windows activation server will often crap out and die, and then you'll have to re-enter your product code and stuff, or reactivate Windows, however you do that. So yeah, but you don't have to reinstall Windows. Windows is installed on a drive, not on a system. Nice. JC8 Gaming, are you interested in mobile tech? To a point, yes. I mean, I purchased this OnePlus 7T Pro, which, as you can see, is a massive fingerprint magnet. And I will be doing a review of it at some point when I can, like, bring myself to review a phone. So I will be doing that. So yes, to a degree. It's not quite as exciting to me as PC tech personally, like personal preference wise, but yeah, why'd you ask? Prashant, I own a Ryzen 5 2600X with an RTX 2080 Ti and an ultra wide 1440p ultra wide 120Hz. Should upgrade to a 3000X. So possibly. If you're exclusively gaming, then you might not see all that much of a difference. So yeah, it depends if you're doing productivity stuff as well. If not, then even like the Ryzen 3700X or even the 3600X would all be very good options and cost a bit less. But yeah, it depends what you're after. I think that the sweet spot, if you were going to upgrade, would probably be the 3600X. So the same SKU but newer generation. But yeah. Test trial. I built the system with the 2400G first, then later found a good GPU. I just play Rainbow Six Siege. Nice. Right now, I'm not getting standard FPS. It's fluctuating from 120 to 80. Okay, fair play. What resolution have you installed the right driver for the Vega 64? Just double checking. you plugged into the Vega, like your monitor is plugged into the Vega, not to the motherboard. What else? Oh, thank you, YouTube, for now finally notifying me 15 minutes late. But yeah. Hello, Riley. How you doing? You home? Nice. Built your computer. Awesome. It's a beast. If I remember the specs right, it was. And yeah, like Stein said, what are you studying? Fingerprint magnet. Great for crime scenes then. Yes. Are you planning a murder on Halloween? Always. I don't believe it happens on 2000 Ryzen CPUs or higher, as they resolved a lot of minor issues in Zen Plus. Yeah, they did, which is one of the nice things about being second gen, yeah. My current setup is an 1800X with a Strix B350F, 16 gigs of 3200 megahertz RAM. I paid £190. Is this good? Yes, for all three of those things. Yeah, definitely. That's a great deal. Network engineer, nice one. For Cisco, even better. Secure job, nice. Yeah, nice one. What have I been doing? Oh, I have a new mouse. If it looks familiar, it's because I used to use this one. This is the new MX Master 3. I finished filming the review for it today. Still need to edit it. It'll be a week or two before the video's up, ish. I want to say like not next Monday, but the Monday after that. But yeah, my first thoughts though is that I really like it. It's hard to justify the value between these two, or even between the 2S and this one, but now that I have it, I'm gonna use it. I'm just waiting for Cisco to buy up a town and call it San Francisco. Lol. Yeah, it looked very hard on eBay for the components. It's very hard to get a deal, but worth it in the end. I may be wrong, but the 1800X is very close to performance to the 2700 Non-X. Yeah, that's pretty similar. There wasn't much, like there wasn't a massive gap between the first and second gen Ryzen's, because like we were talking about the Zen Plus architecture that second gen is based on was more of a just refinement and revision rather than a new design like Zen 2 was. And the same that we're going to see at the end or next year with 4th gen Ryzen, where we get Zen 2 Plus, I assume, where we get a slight revision, slight change, slight tweak, slightly more performance, maybe slightly better clock speeds, all that kind of stuff. You know, fixing all of the minor problems that this generation has, and then the year after that, 2021, I suppose, we'll see Zen 3, I assume. Assuming the roadmap stays consistent, which it has done so far, so. Actually, speaking of Ryzen, I'll be careful here. The announcment that AMD has already made publicly, mind, for the 3rd gen Threadripper and what's it called, 3950X. That announced that the date that they issued recently is coming up fairly soon, so should be fun. Andy, do you know why MSI do you mean Afterburner? It doesn't give me the option to put my temps and usages in the on-screen display. I assume that's OSD, on-screen display. I don't. I don't tend to use that myself. I also don't have any like on-screen displays in games that much. I do have the NVIDIA overlay, which is generally always on anyway, to show FPS, and sometimes in Steam I have the FPS shown just so I can glance up and see, you know, oh, it feels choppy. Ah, that's why. So yeah, but other than that, I don't tend to myself, so I don't have much experience with them, I'm afraid. But your build sounds sweet, man. 5 terabytes of SSDs is pretty mad. I like it. I like it a lot. What SSDs did you go with? Newbie Gamer, when not overclocking, the 2700X has better multi-core boost control. The 1800X would drop off a cliff once you load up 3 or 4 cores, whereas the 2700X boosting has a flat curve. And only when the last 2 cores are loaded up that it lowers the 8-core boost speed. Yeah, sounds reasonable. But yes, if you have an overclocked 1800X, you're pretty close to 2700X within reason. Is the new light setup especially for Halloween? Odd, makes you look like a skeleton. Not quite. I mean, the camera is doing most of that work. So I'll prove a point. I'll show you what happens when I try and set it to. Oh, now it works. So I just have to get my face really. No. Okay, I don't know. Anyway, if I press this button, and then I go to that button, if I manually set exposure, this happens. It's set to 50 hertz for flicker, but yeah, so I have to leave it on auto, but auto overexposes, and I can't change that. Perhaps it works if you're not in the picture. You're right, it could. Not gonna try. Oh god. Oh yeah, I forgot the white balance on the camera is awful. I'll just adjust it on the thing. This is not as efficient as just. So I can make it really cold. Ooh, icy. Or I can make it really warm. I can also make it really bright. Like when I said really bright, I meant it kind of. It's too bright. It's too bright. There we go. That's better. 25%. So yeah, that hurt my eyes. Oh, good camera. Thank you for ruining the show again. So yeah, that's that. That's what I've been playing with. Andy's dance party. Oh, go away. I'm trying to meme. Dad. Whoop. I should, like, epilepsy warning. Anyway, I'm going to stop messing around with that and answer questions. Nikos, hello from Greece. 9700K or 3800X for gaming, streaming, and recording. That video, is it out yet? It might be out. It's out. Go watch the video because it's live, and you should go watch it, and it's great. There's a link. So I should probably mention it was the 9700KF, which is the slightly faster version of the 9700K, and it was the 3700X, which is the slightly slower version of the 3000X. But you can extrapolate Intel scores down a bit and AMD scores up a bit, and then you can make your estimations. Generally speaking, as a recommendation, the 3000X is gonna walk all over it because threads. So yeah. Can you use the cooler from a Ryzen 1600 on a 3600? If so, is it better with a copper slug? So yes, you can, but I haven't tried. I don't think I ever got a 1600 with a stock cooler in the box, because in first and some of second gen Ryzen's, well, I think with first gen Ryzen's, most of the higher end ones didn't come with coolers, or it was an option that you could buy one with, but the general consensus was save yourself the money because you're probably going to buy a different one anyway. Thanks, Riley. It's no worries. like I said, glad you got home all right. And yeah, enjoy the PC. Where was I? There you go. You're naming lights. But yeah, so I never tried one because I don't think I ever got a 1600 with a cooler. So yes, in theory it should, but I'm not entirely sure. Hello Chris, how you doing? 1600 Wraithspire had a copper slug inside. The 3600X has a Wraithspire, but it's all aluminium. Is there a way I can send you a picture of my computer just to get your opinion? Throw it in the Discord, man. There's a link in the description. Some of these people are in there. He is, whether you like that or not. And other people are too. So yeah, Discord's probably best, or I suppose you can tweet it at me. But yeah, best monitor 144 Hz. What resolution? Is it 1080p? Is it 1440p? Is it 4K? Because that's the thing now. Is it ultra wide? Is it thing? The link to the Discord should be in the description of this video, I think. It should say Discord and then a Discord link. Hello F7, how you doing, man? Happy Halloweenies, Andy. Happy Halloweenies to you too, man, and everyone else. Not that that's a thing I did much as a kid, anyway. Well, and as an adult. I think it's a bit more of an Americanism, generally. Best 16K 200 Hz monitor for Halloween, please. Knock knock. Lol. Like I have one. A question: even though there is 1440p, 1080p, and 4K, 1080p is the most popular for gaming. Yes. Halloween is Kelsey. I know, but what I'm saying is that the whole like, we need to go out and knock on everybody's doors so they can give us candy, is more of an American like tradition rather than the actual holiday itself. I'm a mobile, so I don't see a link. Oh, that might be right. Is there a bit where it says my channel? Yes, the commercialized bit. And it's actually called Hallows Eve. Nice. Yeah, if someone can throw it in the chat, that'd be great. Yeah, that's weird. But yeah, if someone can throw the link in the chat, that'd be great. Chris, I nominate you. All Hallows Eve. Would you choose between AOC or the old BenQ 140 Hz? I'm confused and I'd like your opinion on the subject. So my experience so far has been AOC monitors are pretty fantastic. I actually have one here. It is actually a 1080p 144 Hz monitor in portrait mode. It's what I used and gamed on for 3 or 4 years, a long time basically. And I've reviewed most of their lineup since, or at least most of the gaming side since. Oh, you can't, it gets taken away. All right. I'll just generate a new link for you. Invite people. Copy button. Paste. There you go. That should take you to the Discord. What was the thing? Yeah. So I really like them. Again, I'm assuming that you're talking about 1080p again. So yeah. I'd probably go with the AOC one unless the older one is significantly cheaper. Yeah, panel technology has come a fair way in the areas of mostly ghosting, response time, that kind of stuff. So yeah. Hey Andy, how about you make me a mod? That's dangerous because you're a child. I'm gonna assume you're exterminate. I joined your Discord. Are you noob gamer? I just put it in the general chat. Nice. Do epic shit. Nice. I'm liking the most, man. But it looks cool. What case is that? I kind of do want it for the aesthetic. So I'm done with that. Hi Andy, why do you make me a mod? I'm a child at heart, not as an age. Lol. Where was I looking? Pretty swanking chair you got on, looking chair you're on, Andrew. Yes, it's. Well, you can see what it is. I like it a lot. It's the Hero. It's the one with the lumbar support, which is great for cripple old me. No worries, noob gamer. I'll catch you later. But yeah, pain. Oh, you were talking about custom water cooling. Yes, it's not. It's either for looks or for performance or for silence. It can be all three of those things, but there's not many other reasons why you would. And if you like, for me personally, I've water cooled because I got all of the parts for free, kind of thing, or for the project, or I suppose just wanted the experience, and I got most of it as review parts kind of thing. But if you have to go out and buy it yourself, I don't know that it's worth it for like it is a pretty considerable cost that could go to better hardware, let's say. How loud is the Wooting 2? How loud is the Wooting 2? Not very. It's as loud as any mechanical keyboard. It depends what which switches you get. I went for the linear 55s, which are the like Cherry MX Red style ones. There's also the linear 80s, which are also just as quiet, relatively, but they're a bit heavier. If you go with the clicky 55s or clicky 50s or whichever one it was, they're gonna be loud and disruptive. But generally speaking, it's no louder than any other keyboard, or no louder than any other mechanical keyboard. That kind of loud. But for context, that's a Cooler Master Master Keys Pro L with Cherry MX Brown switches. Nice one, Gavin. Lock up your daughters. It's an iBuyPower Trace case. It's actually really cheap. Mid-tower with good airflow and ports. Nice. Fair play. Does it have airflow ventilation from the back or from the back side? I assume, since that's how you mounted your water cooler. I'm on a Razer Black Widow 2014 at the moment. It's loud as hell. Oh yes, yeah. I have the 2013 upstairs, Cherry MX Blues, before they switched to Kali's and then Razer's own. And yeah, that was so loud. Yes, and the right side of the case is magnetic. Nice. That's pretty cool. But yeah, the Wooting 2 will be much quieter than what you currently have. Did I miss anything else? I might have missed a few questions. The chat moved up a wee bit. I'll tell the wife. Nice. Check out the Corsair Halloween YouTube video. Is it lots of RGB? Oh yeah, that's probably pretty fair. You missed my plea for Chris. Nice. No. Oh, okay. I will. I'll check out later on. Yeah. Hello, Ish. How you doing, man? We were apparently just debating the notion of making Chris a mod as well. What do you think about that? I'm well. Good. Not just Chris, me as well. Oh dear, that's even more dangerous. Can I be a mod? Let's just, like, everyone in the chat, if you're all mods, nothing can go wrong. Yeah. Ish, the reason that I'm lit up and the fact that if I look that way you can see an LED panel is I have a new LED. So dark, too bright. Nice. Whereabouts in Scotland are you from? Glasgow area. I won't go more specific because, you know, let's just say data protection. And why is it GB and not Scott Sassenach? So I originally started the channel with two other friends, who, including me, live in England, so that's why. Andy, I'ma steal your identity and pay all your bills and debt. Nice. Happily, I don't actually have any debt. I've been smart. But yeah, feel free to, you know, pay the rent or whatever. Soviet Team GB. Lol. Pretty sure that's collaborating. Yeah. Well, this chat went downhill quickly. I'm gonna steal your identity and sign you up for a season ticket to Parkhead. If it makes any difference, my dad was a very avid Rangers fan. Get some horses, then they rack up the debt. I'm sure they do. I would much rather get like 330 horsepower in a car, with some debt than a horse. That's what about Hibs? I'll be honest, I wasn't. God damn it, X7. Did someone say Red Dead? Yes, let's change the topic. Who's interested in Red Dead, actually? Buy a train. Fit by Team GB, nice. Have you missed me? Obviously. But yeah. So yeah, who's interested in Red Dead? I'm taking that as a hand from Riley. We've got one. Is there one person interested in Red Dead? You bought Red Dead 2 on PC? Like, I assume is it up for pre-order, or did you buy it on Xbox? Finished Red Dead on Xbox One. I'm seconds away from buying it again right now. Nice. Yeah, of course, I'm not scum. Good. I'd rather have a few hundred horses than a car with equivalent power, because mayhem could be achieved. That, Chris, is why you're not a mod. Yeah, it's up for pre-order. Fair play. Pre-order and preload from Rockstar Launcher. Nice. What? When does it launch? I'm not a massive fan of anything old, which means that I'm not a massive fan of Skyrim or Red Dead, but I love GTA. Several horses sounds expensive. I can only imagine. Scum was the biggest letdown in gaming history since Time Shift. I remember Time Shift. It's out on the 5th. Nice. Yeah, I heard a lot of hype about Scum, but then all of that hype went away very quickly. Yeah. Time Shift was quality. I played it a bit. I don't think I owned it back in the day. But I really liked the mechanic, but it didn't end up filling my my gaming needs at the time. So yeah. What did you delete? Nice. um, so that's definitely a good a good thing. Since No Man's Sky, yeah. Although I've heard that they've come a long way. Um, so yeah, abuse and addiction, nice. I think it had something to do with sitting outside Andy's house with a Polaroid camera and then persuading him to let him on. Lol. Here's a question. Hit me to get things back on track. Go for it. Please do. Borderlands 3 is life. Nice. Have you completed it yet, or are you still going? I assume you haven't been back all that long. It was early this week, so I can't imagine that you've been able to stick that many hours into it. Um, at least No Man's Sky is actually released Perpetual Star Citizen. Oh, I know. You have. That's impressive. No. Turns out my stream was behind, wondering why it was taking ages to load new conversations. That's great. Nice. Star Citizen is almost a game, in fairness. Yeah. Fair play, Riley. I can understand that. I appreciate that need. So I haven't answered the first question, which was hidden. Nice use of adjectives. To use certain NVMe drives to boot from. What platform are you on? Like what CPU motherboard kind of thing are you on, and what drives have you had issues with? Because at least on the newer stuff, like Ryzen first gen onwards, and Intel, I want to say like 7th gen and onwards. Basically, as soon as we started seeing M.2 slots, I really haven't had issues with bootable SSDs, or like M.2 specifically. I've had a few bugs on some motherboards where it like won't find a lot, like a lot of drive, like just general drives, not even like M.2s, but like SATA SSDs, and will try and boot from hard drives that don't have boot partitions on them, that are lower in the chain and lower in the boot party. Like, I've had some bugs, but nothing with M.2s specifically. Here's another one: 5700 XT Snog Mario Void. Well, I don't know what the correct answer to that is, but I only like half benchmarked it because my standard 5700 from AMD was kind of bricked. And so I actually don't really like remember any of the performance numbers that much. So yeah, I don't know. But as far as I'm aware, they seem to be pretty decent cards in terms of price to performance anyway. Windows 10 8700K with a Gigabyte H370M DH3 board. Spent hours trying to make a 1TB Sabrent M.2 drive install Windows onto it. Having it moan at me about partition formats, GPT, and some pish. Fair. So, did you try and do an express install, or did you do a standard install? And yeah, I have had issues with drives, but it's not been exclusive to like NVMe's. The main issue I have with drives is that when you reformat or when you try and install Windows on a new drive, or not, how does an express install work? Basically, when you boot up the Windows installer, it has two options: express install or custom install. Custom install lets you pick the drives, format the drives, all that kind of stuff. Or express install, you just click it and then it, I guess, just picks a drive. I don't know, I've never done it. I've always pressed custom because that's me. But yeah, it's the default install, like you say. But yeah, my main problem with installing Windows is you have to format the drive first. So if you go to custom install, click the drive you want, assuming there's no partitions on it already, click new, apply, and then it will create the 4 partitions on the drive: the recovery, the like system, the extra one, and then your main drive. That it puts most of the files onto. I guess boot partition is the other one. But yeah, when you do that, that's fine. But when you if you have a drive that doesn't have, like, already has Windows on it or that kind of thing, or especially if it's been pre-formatted in the wrong format, what you have to do is delete every single partition that's existing on the drive in the installer, then click new and let it create the new partitions, and it will reformat it in the right format. And then you can click the largest one, press next, and go through. But I've had a few installs fail or be annoyed because of that. I can't do that now, sadly, because I use it to store video files and games. Oh, fair play. Fair play. I'd have to wipe it again to try again. Yeah, fair. That's understandable. But yeah. I mean, at least it's a very fast drive. How big is your other M.2? Also, Riley said, thoughts on Mixer versus Twitch. So I don't really watch streams live. I watch like gameplay stuff, like on YouTube, like I guess recut kind of stuff, or like highlights, or that kind of thing. But I don't tend to watch streams live that much. It's probably a good thing to throw on in the background kind of thing. So I guess I might. It's weird for me to see from a business standpoint. Because when I saw the switch from Ninja made the switch from Twitch to Mixer, it was very obvious to me and anyone else in the space that it felt a lot like a retirement move. He peaked last year or something like that, and now even on Twitch had significantly, like, I think a good on factor of 10, if not more, less viewers concurrent than he had previously. And while he could have just carried on and then, maybe made another comeback, or like maybe made a comeback to closer to where he was, or maybe even exceeded at some point in the future, I can understand how playing games literally every day for, like, I actually don't know how often he normally streams, but a lot of them stream for like 8 hours a day kind of thing. And being an internet personality, like live streaming, as much as it's great fun, like for me doing it an hour a week, it's hardly a problem. But when you have to do it for like 8 hours a day every day, it is a draining thing, because you're literally living your life live on camera for like a significant portion of your day. So I can understand why he was thinking of like why that could be seen as a bit of a retirement move. Take a steady income from Microsoft, still get to do the stuff you love, but maybe sort of fizzle out into the background on this smaller platform kind of thing. But when I saw Shroud switched, that one confused me, because I don't see him as looking to retire right now. And I mean, maybe he's just hedging his bets. Maybe he wanted to take the steady income with a lower viewer count, for now. And then maybe, like, once the contract with Mixer's up, start restreaming to both Twitch and Mixer. But yeah, there's been a few recently. Ninja made it a thing, I guess, but Mixer numbers aren't improving. Yeah, that's the big thing though, is that sure, Ninja switching over made Mixer the center of attention, and he was the number one streamer immediately, and got like a whole load of people to sign up to Mixer. And I'm sure that Shroud is doing the same thing, like, for them, but it's such a smaller platform by comparison. It'd be like me trying to move to Vimeo if they gave me a reasonable kind of monthly payment, just ditching my channel and going to Vimeo. Like, it just doesn't seem like the smartest move. But, you know, who are you to argue with multiple million dollar checks a year from Microsoft, eh? The upgrades are upgrade a custom before the disc screen. Yeah, I'm talking. So upgrade is the like express install I was talking about. Custom is what I always click. But yeah, pretty much. You just went and looked up what like mixers, didn't you? You just googled it. Hello, Khalil. How you doing? How's things? Maybe. Uh huh. I know. Ah. Um. No worries, man. I'll catch you later. Um. Doing good, mate. Nice. Preparing for a big move abroad. Thinking of getting a gaming laptop. Nice. Fair play. You're meant to be watching Mixer. You're probably on Grinder, and you'll meet someone on Tinder. I don't know. I had the first two down, but the last one I just yeah. Uh, but yeah. What sort of budget are you looking for, Khalil? F7. Have you seen Stefan? What's his face? Twitter lately, the Verge guys. Some of the replies are still brutal. Does the possibility of online grief make you reconsider being public? Um, so yes and no. It kind of depends. What the situation is. And the other thing is that for all intents and purposes, I am not public. I have a channel that's public, and I have like channel accounts that are public. But at the end of the day, if I was actively getting harassed by people and I didn't just like mute them or block them, um, like if I decided enough is enough, it's not my like it's not exactly my like my personal accounts that I would have to then close and reopen, or like close and create new ones or something. Um, and ironically, I don't tend to live a very social life, like outside of the channel, which means that even if people do know my, let's say, my personal Twitter, it's not exactly a problem for me. And fair play, Khalil. Um, yes, that is a great option, Ish. And thank you very much. Um, uh, so probably not. I don't know what the I don't know what the week is like. So I'll probably be streaming the 19th. Probably not on the 26th. And then probably will on the 2nd, but I'll confirm that closer to the time. Um, I yeah, we'll see. Out of interest, while we're still here, when Christmas does come around, do you prefer having videos um there? Do you prefer, like, would you like to see videos? Because Christmas Day in and of itself is a Wednesday, and therefore I would normally be posting a video. Would you be like actually interested in like seeing videos on Christmas? Like, do you have time to watch videos normally, or would it be better to just have the day off, let you chill with your families, whatever, and then kind of resume on the 27th? uh, um, how to tune your RGB for Christmas? Nice, nice. And also, I was clapping it. F7 GG. You can have a 10-second video of your Xmas greetings like the Royals do. Nice, yeah. I'll just do a live stream of like a fire video on repeat. My brother's buggering off for Tenerife for Christmas. Nice. All right for some. So classy. I know. Actually, Christmas would be an acceptable time for RGB. RG and indeed B. Nice. Maybe a video to help people hunting for Boxing Day deals. Potentially, yeah. I've not tend to had much success with Boxing Day deals in the last few years. So yeah. Fire? You mean your i9 in the glass case? Oh, damn. If it helps, that's an i7. Oh wow, RGB Christmas tree. Oh yeah, I've got to obviously do that. I don't actually have a Christmas tree. We don't do Christmas trees in this house. Yeah. Give me that content. All right, so we've had like 1 vote for content and 3 votes for memes. Cool. We want a video on it. Oh. Indeed, Harry. Indeed. That cable management is nice. F7 in the Discord. GG's. We use a 20-year-old artificial tree because our real one in a pot doesn't fit inside anymore. Nice. No, Stein. Is the short answer. So what videos are we coming out this week? Let's have a look. Let's check the thing. Void Elite. That's interesting. That's tomorrow. Serious question: will Jar Jar be in episode 9? It's possible. I doubt it, but it's possible. But yeah, so Void Elite, which is of course our Void headset, but it's a rebrand. And then the SteelSeries Sensei 10, and then I've not actually finished any of the videos yet. So we'll see what happens on Wednesday. It could be there's some options that you don't get to choose. It could be the phone review. It could be an MSI laptop review and/or comparison, which is definitely interesting. And then on the next Monday is the MX Master 3, which I do quite like it. Oh dear. Nice. That would be a surprise. All right, any last questions? You have 2 minutes. Go. All 12 of you who are watching. Hit it. Hit me. What you got? That's not a question. Misa. There you go. That's what you get. That is a question, and you got some. Intel GPU teas, any news? Not that I know of, I'm afraid. Coming to Tectum GB this Christmas, the guide to tuning your RGB Christmas tree using Corsair iCUE featuring Jar Jar Andy. Nice. Why are you so sexy? I don't know. Looking forward to AMD's upcoming stuff. I am indeed. I'm very much looking forward to hopefully checking some out. I don't know. It's possible that it's actually more than probable that I'm not, but it'd be great if I did. Yeah, very cool stuff. Is the Ryzen 2700X still worth it? Yes and no. It depends how cheap you can get it. If it's, well, I guess if it's like 20% cheaper than a 3700X, then yes. If not, probably not, and you should go with 3rd gen. Coming from a FX 6300. So again, probably, but it depends how cheap you can get it. Please, can you do a gaming benchmark video of the MSI G65? Have I not done one of those? I did one of those. Go check it out. Got like 4,000 views, man. There you go. I can get it for $175. Then definitely check it out. Definitely. Oh dear. Terrible. I've not used the first one. Actually, I've not used either. So what sort of price range are those at? Because if it's in the like a bit over 200, then I would very much recommend these. These are Audio-Technica ATH G1WLs. They're very, very nice, very comfortable, incredible audio quality. They're basically ATH M50s, but wireless and with a mic. So yeah, if you're willing to stretch that far, because they are pretty expensive overall, high recommendation. Right. I think that about rounds it up. An hour and 3 minutes. I've really spoiled you here. 400 and 320 respectively. Then by comparison, those Audio-Technicas will be real cheap. Yeah. There's also, I suppose, in that range, you've also got the SteelSeries Arctis Wireless, which are really nice, but I'd probably give the edge to the Audio-Technicas personally. But like I said, I've not had any experience with either of the other two, so I can't really tell you, I'm afraid. Right. Anyway, I'll catch you guys next week. Obviously, videos tomorrow, Monday, Wednesday, in between. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So I'll